If you're like me, it's tough to keep up with the changes in college sports. It feels like, every couple of weeks or so, something new is popping up. We do know that this year universities will share revenue with the players, a little over $20 million per university to split however they see fit. Now, we know most of that is going to go to football. That's kind of the cash cow. At UNC, for instance, it's $13 million for the football team and $7 million for the basketball team. But how will those teams then split that money up amongst the players? Well, we took that question to WRAL sports investigative reporter Brian Murphy, and through the power of math, we got some pretty interesting answers. Our Ashley Rowe took a trip to Murph's Turph.
Hey, Murph, I need your help understanding this whole business of revenue sharing and helping me understand how the money is getting distributed. We've got $20 million to work with. Play out a few scenarios with me. One, if every athlete got paid the same amount of money, how much would they be getting?
Well, North Carolina has about 800 athletes. So if they gave everybody an equal share, it'd be about $25,000 per athlete, which seems like a great deal for a cross-country player, not so great for the starting quarterback.
No, and we know that that's not actually going to happen. So let's play out a different scenario. What about if we just look at the football team?
Well, we know that football is getting $13 million of that $20.5 million. So $13 million, if you split that up among all 100 or so players, you're looking at about $120,000 per player. It's not bad.
But again, the starting quarterback's not going to stick around for that kind of money.
Right. That's not the way any team is going to distribute its money. They don't pay everybody the same here at WRAL. They're not going to pay everybody on the football team the same. And so they're really looking at an NFL model. What positions does the NFL value? Well, they value quarterback and wide receiver and left tackle. And on defense, they value, people who can get after the quarterback, the outside linebacker or the defensive end and the cornerback.
Okay, so let's play out that scenario. And let's specifically look at UNC. We've got Bill Belichick, who's coming from the NFL. So if they were to take a pro football model here, how would that all be distributed?
Well, in pro football, the quarterback gets about 20% of the salary cap. Now, in the NFL, that translates to about $50 million. Of course, they're not going to get paid that, but in college football, that would be about $2.5 million for your starting quarterback out of that pool of $13 million.
Interesting. And what about the other players?
Yeah, like the wide receiver group, generally about 11% of your cap in the NFL. The offensive line, about 18% in the NFL. That would be about 100,000, I think, if we're looking at this. And so, again, those numbers sound good, but they're not going to distribute it that way either. Everybody on the offensive line is not going to get paid the same. You're going to pay your starters more than your backups. Probably going to pay your left tackle more than your center.
I wouldn't want to lose a good player over a few $1,000s because, say we were over our budget. If that good a player, we'd give them a little bit of the extra money to get them and figure it out somewhere else.
When do they have to decide how this money is getting distributed?
It's already been allocated. This started on July 1st. The football team's already made these decisions. Basketball and other sports that are getting this money have already made their decisions as well. And then it'll all start again next year on July 1st.
Let's talk about those other sports, because we now know how much basketball is going to get and how much the other sports are going to get too.
Yeah, men's basketball at UNC, obviously the most tradition-rich program, among their major revenue sports. And so basketball is going to get $7 million. That's way higher than what some other schools are allocating toward their basketball program. But Bubba Kenningham, the AD, explained today that football generates about 65% of the revenue, so they're getting $13 million. Basketball generates about 35% of the revenue, so they're getting $7 million. The only other two sports at UNC that generate revenue, baseball and women's basketball, they're each going to get $250,000 in revenue share.
Wow, it's interesting. Thanks, Murph.
Yep, thank you.